I watch the dust settle on the pictures in the hall. I didn't reach out, but when I saw the shadows crawl, I stood like a statue while you packed up every box. Now I'm the one living in a house of rusty locks. I see the space in the driveway where your heartbeat used to idle. I'm clutching on to silence like it's something holy, something tidal. I know I was the anchor that eventually became the chain, but I'm standing in the dry spot while you're out there in the rain. The mirror shows a person that I don't quite recognize, with a mouth full of excuses and a pair of hollow eyes. The bridge is burned to cinders and the river's running dry, and I'm still holding on to nothing's wrong as my only alibi. I don't say sorry, though it's choking me alive. I'd rather let the silence kill the way we might survive. It's a pride made of iron, it's a heart made of stone. I'd rather be right and be completely alone. I watch you walk away through a blur of regret, chasing a sun that I already let set. I'm the king of the ruins, the master of the worry, but I'll go to my grave saying I don't say sorry. I found your earring in the crack of the floor. I almost called your name as I was heading for the door, but I swallowed the I miss you till it tasted like lead. I'd rather starve on my ego than be comfortably fed. You gave me every chance to just admit I caused the crack, but I'm a runaway train on a one-way track. I'm looking at your number, thinking maybe just one word. Then I bury the feeling, so it's never ever heard. Is it weird if I'm sitting in the dark by myself, with your memory gathering dust on the bottom of the shelf? I'm the architect of lonely, I'm the builder of the wall, and I'm waiting for the pride to break before I ever fall. I don't say sorry, though it's choking me alive. I'd rather let the silence I still reach for your hand when the car turns the corner. I still cook for two, though the kitchen's grown colder. The ghost of your laughter is stuck in the hallway, and I'm still saying us in the same old habit way. I haven't moved the book that you left on the table. To close the last chapter, I'm just not that able. The clock on the wall is the only thing moving, while I'm over here just losing and losing. Now there's a hollow in the mattress, a dent in the sheet, a silence so loud that I can't even sleep. It's the outline of us in a room built for two, just a heavy cold silence where I once had you. I'm tracing the shadows, I'm memorizing the blue, in the empty aching space where I used to hold you. Neighbors still ask how you're doing on Fridays. I make up a lie just to get through the hallways. Your scent's on my sweater, but it's fading so fast, like a photograph left in the rain in the past. I'm a king of a kingdom that's fallen to dust, with nothing but echoes and a heart full of rust. They say time is a healer, that the margins will shrink, but I'm standing right here on the edge of the brink. How do I fill up a hole this profound when the weight of your absence is pulling me down? It's not just your body, it's the soul of the room that went out like a candle and left me this gloom. There's a hollow in the mattress, a dent in the sheet, a silence so loud that I can't even sleep. It's the outline of us in a room built for two, just a heavy cold silence where I once had you. I'm tracing the shadows, I'm memorizing the blue, in the empty aching space where I used to hold you. The coffee is cold, the curtains are drawn, the space is still here, but you're really gone. Yeah, you're really gone. Just a space where you were, just a space. I'm sitting in the dark with the screen light burning, scrolling through a history I can't stop relearning. Thumb hovering over a date in July, before the I'm sorry and the final goodbye. I found a message from a Tuesday at 10, just you talking about nothing, and I'm back there again. My finger hits play and the room starts to shift. I'm catching a ghost, I'm adrift, I'm adrift, and I'm drowning place where we died. I'm breathing in the static, I'm gasping for the air, but I'm drowning in the version of you that's still there. You're laughing at a joke that I've since forgotten. The memory is sweet, but the ending is rotten. I can hear the wind blowing through your car window, a moment in time that I can't let go. It's a 3-minute clip of a life we once led. Now it's just a haunting inside of my head. They say delete the thread and clear out the space, but this is the only way I can still see your face. If I press the red button, then you're gone for good. I'd stop this from hurting if I only could, but I need the torture, I need the good night, even if it kills me by the phone's blue light. Yeah, I'm drowning in old voice notes, sinking in the sound of a voice that doesn't love me when there's no one else around. Every day is away, every sweetheart is the time, pulling me back to the place where we died. I'm breathing in the static, I'm gasping for the air, but I'm drowning in the version of you that's still there.
Hey, it's me. Call me back when you can. I've played it 1,000 times. I'm still waiting. I'm still underwater.
Play again, just one more time. I'm searching for a frequency, a flicker in the dark, waiting for a single word to act as a spark. I've left 100 messages like breadcrumbs on the floor, but they don't lead to us, they don't lead to your door. The delivered sun is mocking me, a blue and steady stare, while I'm screaming at a ghost who isn't even there. The noise of the city is a dull, distant hum compared to the weight of what you've become. A wall made of nothing, a door with no key, just a sudden, sharp coldness where you used to be. And oh, your silence hurts louder than a scream. It's the crashing of the glass, it's the ending of the dream. It's a thundering quiet that fills up the room, a beautiful garden that forgot how to bloom. I take the fighting, I take the goodbye, but this nothing is killing me, and I don't know why. Your silence is the loudest thing I've ever heard. I used to know the rhythm of your breathing, I'm studying the static and the fading of the light. You've retracted every promise without saying a name. Left me standing in the ashes, but you didn't light the flame. It's the sound of a heartbeat that stopped in its tracks. The sound of a lover who isn't coming back. Say you hate me, say you're moving on. Just give me a vibration to prove that I'm wrong. Because this mute conversation is a slow, steady bleed, and the lack of your hello is the only thing I need. Don't leave me in the echo, don't leave me in the grave. I'm suffocating the things you won't say. Yeah, your silence hurts louder than a scream. It's the crashing of the glass, it's the ending of the dream. It's the thundering quiet that fills up the room. A beautiful garden that forgot how to bloom. I take the fighting, I take the goodbye, but this nothing is killing me, and I don't know why. Your silence is the loudest thing I've ever heard. Shh, can you hear it? The sound of us burning out, the sound of the phone not ringing, the sound of you forgetting. It's deafening, so loud. Silence. The trash goes out on Wednesdays, so the bins are on the curb. The evening is so quiet, it's almost like a word. I'm standing in the kitchen, watching the kettle start to steam, caught between a memory and a half-forgotten dream. There's nothing special about the day, no anniversary in sight. Just a plain exhausted Tuesday, losing to the night. If it were a stormy Friday, I could blame it on the rain. If it were a lonely Sunday, I could justify the pain. But the mundane world is moving, it's a regular work week, and I'm falling into pieces while the hallway floorboards creak. And I'm broken on a Tuesday night for no reason at all. Just the weight of your ghost leaning up against the wall. It's not a grand departure, it's not a final fight, just the slow, steady ache of a Tuesday night. The world is doing laundry while I'm losing my mind, searching for the pieces of the us I left behind. favorite cereal on the middle grocery shelf. I almost bought a box before I recollected myself. The 10 p.m. news is humming, talking about the weather, while I'm trying to remember how we used to fit together. It's the normal that is killing me, the way the clock still ticks. Without your hand to hold me, the silence is too thick. Tuesday isn't cinematic, it's not a scene from a film. It's just a hollow Tuesday in a gray and empty realm. There's no violin playing, no roses in the mud, just the sound of my heart beating heavy in my blood, waiting for a Wednesday that'll feel just like today. Another ordinary morning where the colors stay away. Yeah, I'm broken on a Tuesday night for no reason at all. Just the weight of your ghost leaning up against the wall. It's not a grand departure, it's not a final fight, just the slow, steady ache of a Tuesday night. The world is doing laundry while I'm losing my mind, searching for the pieces of the us I left behind. Just a Tuesday, the dishes are soaking, the TV is flickering, and I'm still here, broken. Yeah, I'm still here, broken. See you on Wednesday. Maybe I'll be fine by Wednesday, but it's still Tuesday night. I'm staring at the hallway where you used to leave your keys. Now the silence is a weight that brings me to my knees. I saw you at the market, just a ghost in denim blue, but the person in that body wasn't anyone I knew. You're talking like a stranger, you have stories I don't share, and you're wearing that indifferent look you never used to wear. I'm not crying 'cause you're gone, I've accepted that we're through. I'm crying for the version of the man I thought was true, the one who promised forever in the middle of the night. There's nowhere to be found beneath this cold and lonely light. I don't miss the way it ended, or the fire turned to gray. I don't miss the bitter words we both felt forced to say, but I'd give up every tomorrow just to go back to the start, back to the soul my heart. I don't miss the person standing there today. I miss who you were with me before you walked away. The coffee's getting colder and the bed is made for one. I'm tracing all the shadows of the damage that we've done. You've reinvented everything. You've changed your favorite song, but I'm still stuck in the melody where both of us belong. It's a special kind of morning, a funeral for a friend who's still alive and breathing, but has reached the bitter end. Sometimes I see a glimmer in the way you tilt your head, then the coldness rushes back in and the memory is dead. You're a book I've memorized, but the pages have been swapped. A heart that used to beat for me, that suddenly just stopped. I don't miss the way it ended, or the fire turned to gray. I don't miss the bitter words we both felt forced to say, but I'd give up every tomorrow just to go back to the start, back to the soul who had the pieces of my heart. I don't miss the person standing there today. I miss who you were with me before you walked away. I miss the us we used to be. I miss the way you looked at me. Now you're just someone I used to know, and I'm just someone you let go. Yeah, I miss who you were when you were mine. I'm dusting off the hallway, clearing space upon the shelf. But there's a silver frame I just can't handle by myself. It's a frozen piece of April, back when sunlight used to lean against the way you laughed at things that I had never seen. Your hand is on my shoulder and my head is on your chest. We look like two survivors who had finally found a rest. But the gloss is getting cloudy, or maybe it's my sight, because the colors seem to bleed into the shadows of the night. They say a picture's worth 1,000 words will never speak, but these pixels feel like acid running down my burning cheek. I'm staring at the paper until the edges start to blur, trying to find the girl you were and the happy man I were. Oh, I'm living in a gap I try to tuck the memories in a box beneath the bed, but I can hear the echoes of the things we never said. It's a quiet kind of torture, a beautiful goodbye. I'm staring at these photographs that still know how to cry. The background's just a kitchen, but it felt like holy ground before the static moved in and we lost the sweetest sound. In this one we're at the ocean, salt and wind and tangled hair. I can almost feel the phantom touch of when you used to care. Now you're living in a city where the sky is different tones, and now I'm just left here shaking, holding ghosts inside my phone. Every smile is like a needle, every gaze is like a knife, just a two-dimensional version of a three-dimensional life. If I close my eyes, I can almost hear the shutter click, the moment that we captured before the air got thick. I wanna reach inside the glass and pull you to the light and tell you that we're gonna make it through the coming fight. But you're trapped inside the chemicals, you're frozen in the ink, and I'm standing on the shoreline watching everything just sink. Oh, I'm living in a gallery of things that died too soon, of silhouettes and promises beneath the vanished moon. I try to tuck the memories in a box beneath the bed, but I can hear the echoes of the things we never said. It's a quiet kind of torture, a beautiful goodbye. I'm staring at these photographs that still know how to cry. The ink is wet with teardrops, the smiles are starting to fade. I'm looking at the wreckage of the life that we had made. Don't look at me like that, like you still love me in the frame. 'Cause out here in the hallway you don't even know my name. Yeah, these photographs, they still cry. The calendar is lying, it says a month has passed away, but the coffee cup you left is in the same spot from that day. I'm walking through the rooms like I'm a guest inside my home. Everything is familiar, but everything is stone. I find your stray umbrella and the coat you didn't need. Every little remnant is a wound that's starting to bleed. The world keeps spinning forward indifferent and fast, while I'm a broken compass pointing only to the last. I'm a ghost in our kitchen, I'm a shadow on the floor, watching for your headlights, listening for the door. But the driveway is empty and the porch light's burning out, and forever is a word I've learned to live without. You're gone, I'm still here, and I don't know why I stayed, living in the wreckage of the promises we made. You took the destination, you took the map we drew, and left me in the middle of a world that's missing you. I'm the echoes in the hallway, I'm the silence in the gear. You're gone, and God, I'm still here. To buy the groceries, I bought enough for two. Then I stood there in the aisle and I realized what I do. The neighbors ask me how I am, I give a practiced smile, but my heart is running marathons on every lonely mile. It's the small things that destroy me, like the way the pillow smells, like a heaven I was kicked from. Now I'm living in these hells. You found a different skyline, you found a different air, but I'm still breathing in the us that isn't anywhere. How do you just exit when I'm still center stage? How do you start a chapter when I can't even turn the page? You're a vapor, you're a memory, you're a bird that finally flew, and I'm the heavy anchor that is still attached to you. You're gone, I'm still here, and I don't know why I stayed, living in the wreckage of the promises we made. You took the destination, you took the map we drew, of a world that's missing you. I'm the echoes in the hallway, I'm the silence in the gear. You're gone, and God, I'm still here. Yeah, I'm still here. Same house, same heart, same pain, waiting for a sun that's never coming through the rain. You're halfway to somewhere, I'm nowhere near. You're gone, and I'm still here. The desk is getting crowded with the things I didn't say, a graveyard of intentions tucked in envelopes of gray. I start with I forgive you, then I tear it down the seam, because I'll always hate you is a more honest kind of theme. I've got a drawer full of confessions and a bottle full of ink, tracing every jagged edge that led us to the brink. I tell you how the garden looks, I tell you I'm okay, Then I write 1,000 pages saying please come back and stay. My wastebasket is overflowing with my broken pride, a mountain of the secrets that I keep locked up inside. If I ever lick the stamps and let these secrets fly, you'd see the heavy burden of a love that wouldn't die. They're just love letters I never said, and poems you'll never read. The anatomy of every time I watch my spirit bleed. I'm pouring out my soul onto a page that's cold and white. Then I'm burning every sentence in the middle of the night. You're moving on in silence while I'm screaming through the pen, writing love letters I'll never have the heart to send. I wrote one on a Tuesday when the rain was hitting hard, about the way you used to look while dancing in the yard. I wrote one when I saw you with someone I didn't know, and the ink was smudged with teardrops 'cause I couldn't let you go. It's a one-way conversation with a ghost who isn't there, a collection of the misuse that I'm far too weak to share. I'm a master of the metaphor, a genius of the ache, documenting every single step of my mistake. Maybe if I mailed it, you would finally understand the weight of all the almost that we held inside our hands. But I'd rather keep them hidden, let the paper turn to dust, than to hear you say you're sorry for the ending of our us. They're just love letters I never said, and poems you'll never read. The anatomy of every time I watch my spirit bleed. I'm pouring out my soul onto a page that's cold and white. Then I'm burning every sentence in the middle of the night. You're moving on in silence while I'm screaming through the pen, writing love letters I'll never have the heart to send. Dear you, I start to write, then I stop and hold my breath, 'cause every word I offer feels like flirting with the death. I'll just fold them into airplanes and I'll watch them hit the floor. A million ways to tell you that I love you even more. Yeah, just letters I'll never send. I miss you, I hate you, I'm still here. I try to hold the image of your face inside my mind, but the edges are beginning to get frayed and hard to find. I remember that the summer air was thick and sweet as wine, And I remember how it felt to feel your fingers laced with mine. But the color of your sweater is a shade I can't quite place. And the way you said my name is being swallowed up by space. It's like a movie reel that's playing on a loop inside a fire. The more I try to save the flame, the more the smoke grows higher. I'm terrified of waking up and reaching for a ghost, and forgetting all the little things that I once loved the most. Because every time I visit us, I leave a piece behind. And the light is getting dimmer in the hallways of my mind. Oh, we fade every time I remember. A little more December in the middle of our June. I'm losing the vibration of the way we stayed in tune. I'm grasping at the sunlight, but I'm only catching gray. I'm thinking of you constantly just to wash the us away. It's a cruel kind of magic, a slow and steady crime. We're disappearing, darling. We fade every time. I walked past that old cafe where we sat for hours on end. I tried to conjure up the words you spoke to me back then, but the dialogue is static and the sound is growing thin. I can't remember where your stories end and where mine begin. The more I try to focus on the sparkle in your eye, the more it feels like watching clouds dissolve across the sky. I'm a curator of shadows in a museum of the dead, trying to keep the living breath of everything you said. They say that time is healing, but it's just a thief in disguise, stealing all the emerald that was hidden in your eyes. If I stop thinking of you, would you stay exactly right? Or would you vanish altogether in the middle of the night? Control, watching the erasure of the maps inside my soul. Oh, we fade every time I remember. A little more December in the middle of our June. I'm losing the vibration of the way we stayed in tune. I'm grasping at the sunlight, but I'm only catching gray. I'm thinking of you constantly just to wash the us away. It's a cruel kind of magic, a slow and steady crime. We're disappearing, darling. We fade every time. Wait, when was the song we used to sing? Wait, what was the promise in your ring? The more I look, the less I see the person that you were to me. I'm holding on so tight it hurts, but the ink is running on the words. Fade, fade, I can't see you anymore. Still leave the porch light burning low, in case you forget you had to go. Your side of the bed is a frozen sea, where I drown in the space you left for me. I'm tracing the cracks in the kitchen floor, counting the steps to the front door, waiting for a sound that never comes, while my heart beats slow like muffled drums. I didn't just bend, I didn't just bow, I'm living in the ruins of a broken vow. They say time heals, but time is a lie. It just teaches you how to wave goodbye. I'm a house of glass in a storm of debris, and I'm picking up pieces of what used to be me. I didn't move on, I didn't see it through, I just broke right where I was left by you. The coffee gets cold in your favorite mug, I'm still waiting for the ghost of a hug. There's a hole in the air where you used to stand, and I'm reaching out for a vanished hand. I try to walk, but my feet are stone. I've learned how to be, but not how to be alone. The world keeps turning loud and bright, while I'm still stuck in that Tuesday night. You took the blueprint, and you took the key, and you left the wreckage of the rest of me. I'm a map with no roads, a song with no air, just a shadow of someone who used to be there. I didn't just bend, I didn't just bow, I'm living in the ruins of a broken vow. They say time heals, but time is a lie. It just teaches you how to wave goodbye. I'm a house of glass in a storm of debris, and I'm picking up pieces of what used to be me. I didn't move on, I didn't see it through, I just broke right where I was left by you. Yeah, I broke right where you left me, exactly where you left me. The dust is settling, the light is dim, and I'm still waiting for the end to begin. I broke right where you left me. sitting in the kitchen but you're miles away, hiding in the pauses of the things we don't say. You're looking through me like a window pane, while I'm praying for a spark inside the rain. I saw you smile but it didn't reach your eyes, just a practice motion, a soft disguise. And I'm searching through the pages of our history for the version of you that still belonged to me. The air is getting thin, the fire's getting low, and I'm terrified to ask what I already know. Your touch is like a ghost, a shadow on my skin. Where did the us and then the goodbye begin? I'm looking for the I love you that didn't feel like it did, the one that wasn't tangled in a web of regret. I'm tracing back the days, trying to find the scent of the very last time you actually meant it. Before the words got hollow, before the heart went cold, before our story became a tale we were forced to hold. I'm dying in the silence of what we haven't spent, just haunted by the last time you meant it. You're still wearing the sweater that I bought last fall, but you've taken down our pictures from the hallway wall. Every good night feels like a closing door, and I'm sleeping on an island on the bedroom floor. I remember when your voice was a place I could hide. Now it's just a current pulling me out with the tide. You say you're still here, and you say you're still mine, but I'm reading the goodbye between every line. Was it that Sunday morning, or a Tuesday in the dark? When did the flame turn into a dying spark? I'd rather you scream, I'd rather you hate, than to watch you just tolerate our fate. I'm looking for the I love you that didn't feel like it did, the one that wasn't tangled in a web of regret. I'm tracing back the days, trying to find the scent of the very last time you actually meant it. Before the words got hollow, before the heart went cold, before our story became a tale we were forced to hold. I'm dying in the silence of what we haven't spent, just haunted by the last time you meant it. Say it once more, even if it's a lie. Give me one more moment before the goodbye. But I know that the last time you meant it was a long time ago. Long time ago. Yeah, you're already gone. I sent a text to say I'm doing fine, checking boxes, staying on the line. I told my mother I've been sleeping well, that I've moved on from that winter we felt. I wear a smile like a heavy coat, keep the I miss you buried in my throat. The ink is dry, the font is clean and bold, but there's a story that isn't being told. If you look closer at the LOL I sent, you'll see a heart that's permanently bent. If you listen to the way I say your name, it sounds like ashes from a dying flame. 'Cause I'm crying between the lines tonight, hiding the truth in the broad daylight. Everything I say is just a clever disguise for the salt that's stinging in my tired eyes. I'm writing I'm okay with a shaking hand on a bridge made of glass and shifting sand. You're reading the words, but you're missing the signs that I'm falling apart, crying between the lines. The emojis are laughing, the pictures are bright. I'm curating a version of a perfect life, but there's a silence in the space between the words, like the hollow echo of the things you never heard. I write good luck and I write I'm glad, while I'm drowning in the ghost of what we had. Every period is a teardrop I let fall. Every comma is a prayer against the wall. Read the white space, read the breath I take, read the silence right before I break. There's a whole confession in the things I omit, 1,000 I love yous I'm too scared to transmit. 'Cause I'm caught between the lines tonight, hiding the truth in the broad daylight. Everything I say is just a clever disguise for the salt that's stinging in my tired eyes. I'm writing I'm okay with a shaking hand on a bridge made of glass and shifting sand. You're reading the words, but you're missing the signs that I'm falling apart, crying between the lines. If you read the gaps, you'd see me break. If you read the pause, you'd feel the ache. But you just see the sand, you just see the read, and you don't see the way I quietly bleed, crying between the lines. Yeah, I'm fine between the lines. I'm just fine. I'm looking at the calendar on the wall, tracing the day you decided to fall out of the habit of holding my hand, like a castle of glass sinking into the sand. On Monday you kissed me like I was the sun. By Friday you looked like you wanted to run. It happened so fast, like a light flipping off. Now the air in this bedroom is heavy and soft. There was no warning, no storm in the sky, just the I love you that turned to goodbye. I'm still in the garden where we used to bloom, while you're just a stranger across the room. You love me, then you didn't. Like a promise made that you shouldn't have given. One day I was everything you'd ever need. The next time a ghost that you're trying to leave. It wasn't a slow fade, it wasn't a fight, it was a theft in the middle of the night. I'm stuck in the moment, the feeling went thin. You loved me, then you didn't, and I'm still in. I'm checking the text from just 2 weeks ago, when you said forever, when you said I know. How does a heart go from 100 to 0? How do I lose my home and my hero? You're drinking your coffee and checking your watch, while I'm feeling the sting of the tie that you cut. You look at me now with a politeness that kills, like I'm just a cup that you no longer fill. Did the colors just drain? Did the music just stop? Did you climb to the peak just to let it all drop? I'm searching for reasons for why or for how, but you're already gone in the here and the now. You love me, and then you didn't. Like a promise made that you shouldn't have given. One day I was everything you'd ever need. The next time a ghost that you're trying to leave. It wasn't a slow fade, it wasn't a fight, it was a theft in the middle of the night. I'm stuck in the moment, the feeling went thin. You love me, then you didn't, and I'm still in. Yeah, you loved me, then you didn't. It was easy for you to just stop, wasn't it? To pull back the thread and unravel the seams, while I'm left awake in the wreckage of dreams. You loved me, then you didn't, and I don't know how to stop. The wallpaper hasn't changed in a year. Still that blurry photo of us at the pier. The screen is cracked from the night I let it fall. The night you told me you didn't love me at all. I keep it on the nightstand, right by the light, charging the ghost of us through the night. I know the silence is all I'm gonna find, but I'm still tethered to the life I left behind. I've memorized the rhythm of every buzzing tone, terrified of the quiet, but scared of the unknown. Every notification is a heartbeat in my chest, a momentary hope that I can't put to rest. I still check my phone like you're gonna call, like you didn't build up that unbreakable wall. I'm staring at the bubbles that never appear, waiting for a hey or I wish you were here. My thumb hovers over your name in the list, searching for a version of us that doesn't exist. It's a digital grave where I'm spending my time, checking my phone, just to see if you're mine. Active now at 2 a.m. and I wonder if you're thinking of me again, or if you're typing a message to somebody new while I'm drowning in the blue light, thinking of you. I scroll through the threads until my eyes start to ache, rereading the promises you were gonna break. I'm a prisoner of a screen, a slave to the glow of a person who let me go a long time ago. I should delete the number, I should block the view, I should erase the 10,000 pictures of you. But if I clear the cache and I empty the bin, then there's nowhere left for your ghost to live in. I still check my phone like you're gonna call, like you didn't build up that unbreakable wall. I'm staring at the bubbles that never appear, waiting for a hey or I wish you were here. My thumb hovers over your name in the list, searching for a version of us that doesn't exist. It's a digital grave where I'm spending my time, checking my phone, just to see if you're mine. Ping goes the message, but it isn't from you. Just another how are you that I can't get through. So I lock the screen and I set it aside, but I'll check it again in a minute. I lied. Yeah, I'll check it again. I'm still waiting. I'm still walking circles in this empty hallway, tripping over shadow of the things we didn't say. Your coffee cup is sitting where you left it on the shelf. And I'm still holding conversation, mostly with myself. The calendar is frozen on a page from June. I wasn't ready for the winter to arrive so soon. There's a bookmark in the story where the corners folded down, a ghost of a beginning in this quiet, hollow town. We built a bridge halfway across the deep, but the other side is a promise that you couldn't keep. Now I'm standing in the ruins of what we never finished, watching all the colors of our future slowly diminish. The house we never built, the names we never chose, the garden that we planted where the heavy silence grows. It's the almost and the maybes that are breaking me in two. I'm just a half-written sentence still waiting on you. I found a reservation for a trip we never took, a little piece of paper I'm afraid to even look at. The wine is getting bitter and the bread is turning cold, like all the silver stories that we never lived to tell as gold. They say that time is healing, but it's just a steady thief, stealing every memory to make room for the grief. Is there a place where the endings are kind, where we're not just a fever in the back of my mind? I'd give every tomorrow for one yesterday to find the exact moment when you started to stray. But the ink is run dry and the pages are torn, and I'm mourning a love that was barely even born. Slowly diminish, the house we never built, the names we never chose, the garden that we planted where the heavy silence grows. It's the almost and the maybes that are breaking me in two. I'm just a half-written sentence still waiting on you. The pain is still wet on the walls of my heart, but the masterpiece crumbled before it could start. What we never finished is the hardest part to lose. Yeah, what we never finished is still the life I choose. Just a half-written sentence waiting on you. The tea kettle screaming, but the house is dead still. I'm staring at the dust on the windowsill. Your keys are on the counter, right where they always lay. But the metal feels heavier since you walked away. The neighbors are laughing through the thin living wall. I'm just listening for your footsteps in the hall. There was no lightning, there was no thunder, no great collision to pull us both under. Just a slow fading static, a shift in the light, until the forever just gave up the fight. It wasn't a scream and it wasn't a fight. It was a candle flickering out in the night. No slamming of doors or a world-ending riot, just the terrifying sound of the soul going quiet. The clocks are still ticking, the world didn't bend, but I heard the silence where we used to end. Everything changed in a violent riot of white on the day love went quiet. I'm folding your shirts like they're fragile and thin, wondering where the goodbye is supposed to begin. I went to call out your name across the dark room, but the air felt too heavy, like a cold stone tomb. The I love you's a ghost hanging on to the breath, just echoes of moments we're starving to death. I take the shouting, I take the tears, the bitterest words we've gathered for years. Anything's better than this hollowed out space where I'm looking for you in an empty-eyed face. The volume just dropped and it was nothing at all, and I'm still here waiting for the other shoe to fall. It wasn't a scream and it wasn't a fight. It was a candle flickering out in the night. No slamming of doors or a world-ending riot, just the terrifying sound of the soul going quiet. The clocks are still ticking, the world didn't bend, but I heard the silence where we used to end. Everything changed in a violent riot of white on the day love went quiet. The sound of the space where you used to be, the dial turned down to zero. Now I'm just drowning in the day love went quiet. Just a heart beating alone in the dark. Changed the locks and I painted the hall. I took our pictures down from the wall. I moved to the city where the lights never dim, to a brand new floor where the air is thin. I told my heart we were finally free, that there wasn't a trace of you left in me. But as soon as the moon climbs over the street, I hear the familiar rhythm of feet. I can run for 1,000 miles or more, but I always find a shadow at my door. I don't have to tell it where I've gone. It's been tracking my heartbeat all along. 'Cause your memory knows my address. It finds me in the dark, I must confess. No matter how many times I move the chair, I turn around and it's sitting there. It doesn't need a map, it doesn't need a key. It's the only thing that stayed faithful to me. I can hide in the crowd, I can change my name, but your memory finds me just the same. To a party to lose myself in the noise, to the clinking of glasses and the hollowest joys. But then someone laughed with a tilt of the head, and suddenly everything went quiet instead. I walked out the door and I hailed me a cab, but the ghost of your ghost took a seat in the back. It followed me up to the 14th floor and waited for me by the bedroom door. Is it etched in my skin? Is it part of my blood? Did we build this house on a river of mud? I've burned every letter and deleted the threads, but you're still the only voice inside of my head. You're the north on my compass, the salt in my sea. How did you learn every secret of me? Confess, no matter how many times I move the chair, I turn around and it's sitting there. It doesn't need a map, it doesn't need a key. It's the only thing that stayed faithful to me. I can hide in the crowd, I can change my name, but your memory finds me just the same. I'm turning out the light, but I know I'm not alone tonight. It's standing in the kitchen, it's sleeping in the guest room, it's waiting in the silence of a Sunday afternoon. Yeah, you're gone, but your memory knows the way home. It always knows the way home. It's already at the door. It's already at the door. looking at you across the dinner table light. But you're a stranger in the house we built tonight. You're wearing his sweater and you've got his name, but the way you look at me just isn't the same. The person I'm talking to is cold and thin. Where did the warmth go beneath your skin? I'm reaching for a hand that isn't there anymore, chasing a ghost through an open door. They say people change like the leaves on the tree, but you turn into someone who doesn't know me. Now I'm mourning a person who's still in the room, a garden of memories beginning to bloom. I'm lost in the version of you that I love, the one who was gentle, the one I dreamed of before the words got sharp and the fire went gray, before you decided to just drift away. I'm holding a photo of a girl who's long gone while I'm sitting beside you and waiting for dawn. It's a lonely kind of torture, a heartbreak brand new, being stuck in the version of you that I love. I remember the way that you laughed till you cried, before you kept everything locked up inside. We used to stay up just to watch the stars blink. Now we just stare at our phones and our drinks. I keep searching your eyes for a spark or a sign of the soul that used to be tangled with mine. But the shutters are closed and the curtains are drawn, and I'm just a shadow on your manicured lawn. Do I leave because of who you are today, or do I stay for the girl who went away? How do I say goodbye to a face I still see, when the heart that lived in it is a mystery? I'm loving a ghost, I'm hugging the wind, waiting for the us to come back again. Before you decided to just drift away, I'm holding a photo of a girl who's long gone while I'm sitting beside you and waiting for dawn. It's a lonely kind of torture, a heartbreak brand new, being stuck in the version of you that I love. You're right here, you're miles away. I have so many things that I wanted to say to her, to the one who stayed, to the one who didn't let the colors fade. I'm just a memory of a man you once knew, lost in the version of you. Of you. Where did she go? I stood on my tiptoes to reach for your sky. I swallow the ocean to keep your fields dry. I traded my colors the shades of your gray, just to be the reason that you'd wanna stay. I chiseled my edges to fit in your hand, built you a castle on shifting white sand. But the more that I gave, the more that you missed, like I was a ghost that didn't exist. I practiced your silence, I learned all your lines, I read all the warnings and ignored all the signs. I pushed back the me to make room for the us, until all that was left was the smoke and the dust. I tried to be enough, I tried to be the one, I tried to be the one. When you missed the sun, I stretched out my soul till it started to tear, just trying to fill up the holes that were there. But you can't fill a cup that's got cracks in the base, and you can't find a home in a stranger's embrace. It's the hardest goodbye, it's the roughest of rough, realizing that I was never enough. I look in the mirror and don't know the face of the person who ran at your marathon pace. I'm tired of proving I'm worthy of air, of screaming for help when you're standing right there. You wanted a savior, a saint or a queen, but I'm just a human and I'm somewhere between. I ran out of breath trying to keep you afloat, while you were busy just sinking the boat. Maybe enough is a mountain too high, or maybe you're just looking at the wrong sky. I've got nothing left, I've bled myself dry, and I'm too tired to ask you the reason why. I was a masterpiece you didn't want to see, because you were too busy not loving me. I tried to be enough, I tried to be the one, I tried to be the moon. When you missed the sun, I stretched out my soul till it started to tear, just trying to fill up the holes that were there. But you can't fill a cup that's got cracks in the base, and you can't find a home in a stranger's embrace. It's the hardest goodbye, it's the roughest of rough, realizing that I was never enough. I'm taking my heart back, what's left of the gold. I'm done being something for you to just hold. I wasn't the problem, I wasn't the cure, I was just the love that was honest and pure. But I guess that wasn't enough. No, I guess I wasn't enough. I'm enough.